Coming up, we discuss all upfront info at Ping. Service fees capped at 25%. NAAM Convention. New Surge. Really the old Surge. Quest bonuses. And more. A special thanks to JT Legal Group. They can be reached by phone at 888-542-6351. Or click the link at our website at kingofuber.com. From Southern and Central California, you're listening to the King of Uber podcast. This is episode 87. And here he is, the King of Uber, Johnny.
Hello, and welcome to a not-so-exciting episode of the King of Uber. I'm the King, and my name is Johnny, and I'm with Boring Dolpherino and the Hot Mama Lottie.
Why are you so excited today?
I don't know. I just feel like we haven't done a podcast in like 10 days.
You know what we haven't done in a while?
It's been 10 days.
I'm the King of Uber. We haven't done that in a while.
That is such a bad inside joke.
Or you know what I like is that one where King Whore, and then you say,
"That's me."
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Why do you like that one so much?
I don't like that one. Oh, I like I'm the King of Uber.
I know. Well, you know, we all have different kind of personalities and sense of humors. And Lonnie's and I kind of match up more than Dolph. Because Dolph is that artistic musician, driving whore of a man that he is. Have you guys seen that new sign going on social media these days? Don't be a whore for 4. Drive for 5.
What? No, what does that mean?
Well, you know, so now on our app, it tells you what the dollar amount we're going to make from certain amount to a certain amount.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if it's from like $2 to $4, they're saying just let it go. And then, you know, the rides that are $5 or more, take those rides.
Oh.
So you know what they're probably going to do? So if more and more drivers actually ignore rides under $4, they're probably going to allow passengers to just kind of give like a little tip before, you know.
No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and then, that's not going to happen.
They're going to show it on the thing. So like for instance, and then so if the...
what fantasy, Star Wars, Star Trek kind of man are you?
You wish.
No.
It's not like it's not unheard of. They do it already on, what's it called? DoorDash? They do that. They say, okay, this person's already tipping like $5. Come get it. You know.
But is this DoorDash or is this King of Uber?
This is Uber.
Yeah, this is King of Uber. But the thing is that
Dolph, if that ever happens, I will take you out to Olive Garden.
Ooh,
if it does happen, can you not take me to Can we go somewhere else?
Jeez,
what a Richard! Stop being such a Richard. That's not going to happen. I think what is going to end up happening is if everyone starts ignoring those $2-3 rides, I think it's going to start a surge.
But you know what? Those things actually add up, though. You know, what if a driver says, "I only take"?
Yeah, those things add up. Yeah, they add up very slowly, Lonnie.
Hey, you never know.
But actually, you're not totally wrong about that. So now let's think back. So I'm not taking rides anything under $6 right now. But when I used to take the $2-3 rides, which we didn't know there were $2-3 rides, you're right. It would keep us a little busier. It would keep us more active. But I think now we have two things going against us. Number one, it's a slow time of year. Mm-hmm. Number two, because we're not taking every ping that's close to us these days, and not, since we know duration, how much we're going to make and everything, what's happening is that a lot of people are going to make less money because we're going to be sitting there waiting for the bigger rides.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I've been witnessing. And I think also for drivers to make money in the slow period, like these past days, you're going to have to take those 45-minute plus rides just so that the money looks good. and you're gonna have to sit and do what I do and try to get rides back to Orange County if I get a ride to like LAX. I told one of my friends, one of my secrets, what I do is if I get a ride to LAX, I set my destination before I finish the ride. I leave the queue on the Century. I'll just sit there and try to get a ride back to Long Beach or somewhere in Orange County. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to wait a while. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. I've tried that too.
That's the only way people are gonna be making money these days. Lucky for us, we have the NAAM Convention coming in today, which is this recording is on Wednesday night. I think Anaheim might be a little busy tonight. Won't know for sure. It won't be that busy, but it's starting tomorrow morning and tomorrow night, and it gets busier Friday and Saturday and Sunday and early Monday. It gets busier as the convention goes on. So people, we'll get our surges. We'll get to there'll be a lot of short rides that people are not going to get picked up on, I think. And I think the surge is going to go higher and higher. That's my guess. But at the same time, when the app sees all the cars on the map and then they see them not accepting the calls, I think also it makes the surges not go because more people that take rides, and that's how the surges go up. So anyway, we'll find out. We don't know exactly what Uber's doing on this, but I've been talking to a lot of veteran drivers that are making a lot less money than they used to. And I had to tell them, slow season, keep checking the passenger app, and they're always boxed in by other cars.
So what's interesting this weekend, besides NAAM, is also the opening of Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland. So we may actually see a lot going on in one little area all at once.
Yeah, not only that, Saturday night is the Conor McGregor fight.
Oh yeah.
So I think So I think it's going to be a huge night to take advantage of working.
Yeah.
I know I certainly will. So yeah, it should be interesting. So I know everyone loves this new system that Uber's had in place, and people keep on asking me why they're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And basically the reason why Uber's doing this is because they want to get ahead of the AB5 lawsuit. They're actually, I remember it was a while back off. I think it was maybe last summer you and I were talking about another city or state where their Uber's only taking 30%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember we talked about that, or 25% or something like that. And then that's how it should be here too.
Yeah.
And it should make everything fair. Now it's come to this because Uber wants to pass the ABC test to make sure that they're complying with all the independent contract laws of California.
Oh.
So now, and I mentioned this a long time ago, it's like I'm a king and a prophet.
Oh my gosh.
They shouldn't be taking more than, I think it's 30% of whatever the total payout is for a ride if they're,
Mm-hmm.
basically referring us to do a job for them, as an independent contractor.
Yeah, because we shouldn't be paid a per mile per minute.
Right.
Thing. That's
exactly.
Yeah, that's an employee thing to do. Or
exactly.
That's what you do to employees.
Well, that's why now but on the passenger app, you could see what Uber's charging customers. So a lot of people don't know this, but Uber's booking fee went up to $3 in Orange County. I don't know what it's gone up to in LA, but I'm sure it probably also went up. That means it went up 10 cents.
And then you said the minimum for taking a ride as a passenger has actually gone up too, right?
Yeah, it's minimum fare is $6.20 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are still charging 80 cents a mile and 28 cents a minute. That's what they're charging. And now it's not called a booking fee, it's called a marketplace fee. Okay.
Remember, it used to be called the safety fee.
Well, they got sued for that.
Safety fee.
Yeah, don't you? I got my check for $1.20 from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that big class action lawsuit came about and all the lawyers
that was it,
money.
though?
Yeah, they paid you on the amount of times that you took an Uber. So yeah, since Dolph and I and a lot of you, our listeners, are veteran drivers, they do not take 25% from us. They take 20%. And the newer drivers, they're still taking 25%. But what I also noticed is that like some of the rides, one of the rides that I did, I ended up doing like a 5.3 mile ride, and I got paid $6 on, and I calculated the miles and the time and everything, and I actually got paid almost a full dollar more than what the miles and the time calculated on. So I was kind of happy about that. And then, you know, in the fare breakdown, it says that, you know, how much they charged how much the fare was minus the booking fee, which is not showing up. I don't know if they're doing that on every single ride, but I'd be curious if some of you listeners, if you ever take a long ride somewhere, stop the ride maybe 30 seconds at a time. And if you have a good rapport with the customer, you could ask them, hey, Mr. Customer, do you mind telling me what Uber's charging you for this ride? Because they don't know now, since it's not upfront pricing anymore, since they're only just giving the estimate. So it should be interesting if it matches up plus or minus $3. Because you know that Lyft is really notorious about cheating. They'll on their way bill, it'll show that they charge the rider $20 and they actually charge them 23 or 24. They've been caught several times on that. Now we can find out, see if Uber's doing it. The only way you can find out is by asking the customer. If you get a great report, it doesn't match up, you can take screenshots and save it. And hey, we might have another lawsuit again. For you Uber drivers that had to sign that agreement again, don't forget to opt out. Email address is optout@uber.com. You have to email them with the email address that you are with, that you use for Uber. Remember to write your name, the county that you drive in, your phone number, your email associated with the Uber account, and that you'd like to opt out of the new agreement.
And I heard you should also CC yourself just so that you have a record for yourself that you emailed.
Yeah, you can, but you'll just end up, what do you call it? It'll be in your sent file anyway. And then they also send you a email back saying that, you know, this email is not for blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of your thing. So yeah, it's a good thing that you got it on file with the date and there's a timestamp on it. So that always helps. Don't forget to do that. What else we guys want to talk about today?
LAX. I thought we were talking about LAX.
What about it? Nothing's changed. Everything's still the same there. Okay. It still sucks.
Dollar amount in the surge.
The new surge. Well, old surge.
The old surge.
Yeah.
Drivers are complaining about it a lot because they like the dollar amount. Because I think, for Orange County, it didn't last year very long, but when the dollar amounts were going up high, they were going up really high, even though it wasn't very busy. So I kind of felt like there was like a glitch in the Orange County system. And I remember, man, I made some good money off those plus dollar amounts rides. It was great. My biggest one I got was a $25 one, and it ended up doing I think it was like an 8-mile ride, and I got paid $37 for it. It said minus $19 on my bill, and I think that's why Uber also changed it back to the multiplier so that they know that exactly what we're getting paid and what they're getting paid.
But do you think the big reason is because they actually started losing money off of the plus dollar surge?
Yeah, what else would it be? I mean, I actually know, because I think the plus dollar surge is still working everywhere else, but except California now.
Maybe we're just smarter than the rest of the country.
I don't know. But,
well, yeah, if you think about it, it's like, yeah, if we just sat and just only took surge rides, and it's like, oh, plus $5, I'll take it, and I'll just wait around for a ride. I mean,
that's basically what I was doing. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot easier to, you could just sit in Orange County, work 8 hours, and you could still make, $200. And if you got lucky, you make more. And if you were smart enough to come to one of my classes that I showed the people how to not get the dollar amount but get the surge amount, that surge amount would be a sticky surge amount. Mm-hmm. You didn't know that, did you, Dolph?
A sticky multiplier surge amount?
Yes. So a couple of my drivers that I taught the trick to, and I learned it from John Marquez. They used it quite a bit, and they always told me that the surges would stick to them, the multiplier. A couple of times these guys got 45-minute plus rides, and they got paid a hell of an amount. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really interesting. If I knew that, I would have used that trick a lot more than I did. But when you get into a surge where it's $12, and then you get a 6-minute ride. Hell yeah, I'm doing it. So that was easy. So now we're gonna have to go back to how to pick up surge rides. Now we're gonna go back to one of my favorite sayings, because as time gets busier and busier, are you gonna be that surge starter? Are you gonna be that surge chaser? Or are you gonna be that surge driver? And then I've been seeing on social media about people bitching about, I see a surge, I get there, and then it goes away. Well,
it's a false surge.
Yeah, it's a fake one. Yeah, well, no Sherlock, because you're not the only one chasing that surge. There's probably 20 other drivers going right after that surge also.
See, and that's why the plus dollar amount actually worked for those people.
Right, because they would stay on there for such a long time.
Yeah, and then it would stick to them. So, right. And then they get a guaranteed amount. I will admit that was actually easier.
Much easier. But what did I say a long time ago? I said the plus dollar amount is going to be great for rookie drivers.
Mm-hmm. And now it's like, okay, we got to go back to you really have to know where those surges are going to start, and then just be there and wait for them to start.
Right. You have to anticipate it. Sorry, Joe Dank. I know you like the dollar surge amounts, but this is kind of a shout out to you too. But you're gonna have to learn how to be a surge driver and not a surge chaser. So I was talking to my friend Michael Grover the other day, and we were both on the phone, and he was over by the Lido House on Peninsula, and all of a sudden it was 1.4 at Brookhurst and PCH, and I said, bro, you need to start heading over there. And he's like, why? And I go, because the surge is gonna go up. You need to anticipate the surge going up. And he goes, no, I'm just going to stay here. It's only at 1.4. It ended up being 2.7, and he still stayed on the peninsula. So he kind of missed out on that. That's what I mean by anticipating. A long time ago, if you looked on the passenger app, Uber would let you see where all the drivers in Orange County were.
So, as you said, it was 1.4, eventually got to 2.7.
Yes.
And I mean, that's kind of... How did I know this? Well, it's kind of chasing it.
Yeah, but I knew it was going to go up. That's why I told him to go. It wasn't to a point where it went 1.4 and then 1.7, you start chasing it. And he was close enough to get into that surge area.
Mm-hmm.
But, the reason that I know it, number one, is because why? Yes, I am the king. Number two, it was the time of day. It was a time of day, and I knew it was a time that a lot of high school students call. Just because you know that time that high school students are going to call, it doesn't mean you're going to get a high school ping. Now, because we know where the call's going, if it's going to a high school address, then you don't have to accept it. You could just let it go. You wait for the one that says, Airport Way or World Way or LA or BFE or somewhere, rather than going to a school. And you can see the dollar amounts too, right? So even this morning, I was sitting on the peninsula. I was in the surge area. It was anticipating, hopefully. I wasn't even online waited. I saw the surge go up. It hit 2.3 and bam, I get a ping that went to Long Beach. I had to go say hi to my buddy Snoop Doggy Dogg in Long Beach. And I saw the thing. It said 49 to like 62. I ended up getting $54 and some change. But then after that, I talked to Dolph for almost 2 hours. Didn't get a ping.
Oh wow, he's a curse.
I know. No, I don't know what it was, but I saw on social media later in the day that a lot of people this morning weren't getting any pings either for a couple hours.
I did hear that the server was down from Uber, and that you kind of had to restart your phone. And after you did that, people were getting pings. So I guess that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I knew something was up. There's no way. I've never gone an hour without a ping before. And it ended up being 2 hours without getting a ping. It was very frustrating.
Wow.
Anyway, I had a quotation marks friend to pick up at LAX. And after I dropped him off, I turned the app on again. In about 10 minutes, I got a ping again. So I knew that's when the app loaded up again. The server was up again, and I was able to work. So to become a surge driver, what you need to do is when you're sitting at home or even on the road, just always always look at the areas where it's surging. Always kind of remember what the time of day it is, what area it's surging. Like right now, I'm doing this podcast 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night. is 2.6 at Fashion Island.
Wow.
So I always notice, and I live in Huntington Beach is 2.4 right now. So I always keep a track. I'm very surprised that Anaheim's not surging yet, but I think when it gets to be later on into the night, because I know a lot of those NAAM people have showed up. Then they're showing up tonight, going to hotel rooms, getting ready for tomorrow. I think it starts in the afternoon tomorrow, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of rides in the morning. Going to Anaheim from John Wayne, Long Beach, LAX, and there'll be a lot of people coming in tonight from LAX coming to Long Beach. So you LAX airport drivers, I hope you guys get a nice surge on that ride coming down. Yes, traffic is going to be a nightmare in Anaheim if you plan to work this convention, but that's part of the job. So make sure that, there's always a surge attached to these rides early in the morning and in the early evening when the convention lets out. You will pick up all different kinds of people. You'll find people like me, very sophisticated, very good manners, very proper. And then you'll find people like Dolph, with the smelly, don't take a shower, long hair, looks like they've been, snorting coke for 48 hours.
So anyways, let's talk about the weird quest bonuses that they're throwing at us now.
Yeah, so Orange County drivers, we haven't been getting any quest or promotions this week. Yeah, there's nothing to that.
But in LA, it's kind of funny, and also San Francisco, instead of getting plus $1 after a certain amount of rides, what we get now is a discount on the amount of percentage that are taken out of the service fees. So, for instance, if I were going to do more than 40 rides this weekend, instead of the 20% service fee, they will only take 3%. That's after 41 trips and more. Just kind of.
Well, since you're a super driver, you get 40 rides done in 24 hours. I know you can do it, Dolph.
No,
you can do it.
It's not happening. So, but I'm looking right now. I actually chose the other one. So we do 15 trips at 20%, and then anything after 16 trips, it's a 14% service fee. So It's still good. And thing is that I'm a veteran driver, so it's like that's a lot better than anyone that's on the 25% plan.
Well, you know what I get? I get on Friday morning from 7 to 9, or I guess, I don't know, it's a promotion, I guess. Uber's only going to take 10% from all the rides I do between 7 and 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And then from 1 to 3 a.m., I believe, on Sunday morning, Saturday night. So they're not really, they don't really give us Orange County drivers very much. I'm curious on what like San Francisco, San Diego, not Santa Barbara people. I wonder what they're getting in other parts of the, California.
Yeah. And then also another interesting thing is that in LA, you know how they used to have the surge boosts?
Yes.
They kind of have them again. So now they don't have those consecutive trip bonus things anymore.
The stake bonuses.
Yeah, stake bonuses. But they now have they don't show you, but you get an additional 5% per ride.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it's like a 5% surge or something. It's kind of weird.
Or 5% less service.
Or yeah,
fee that they're taking out. Mm-hmm. Well, that's still. Hey, you know what?
That shouldn't be too bad.
If you're a driver, you can't complain. They're giving you more money to do 5% more to do a ride.
Yeah.
So if you're a 20%er, you're getting 15%. That's great.
Yeah. Or if you're a 25, you'll get 20. Just like
right.
Yeah. So
damn, you must be Asian. You're pretty good at math.
So, with that said.
Anyway, we spent a lot of time today. Thank you for listening. All right. So always remember to tip your drivers.
And don't be creepy.
And sit diagonally.
Until next time.
Vagina. For more information about driving for Uber and Lyft, reach out to us on Facebook or visit our website at kingofuber.com.